Hello, welcome again to our channel, the Fire Safety channel from God's International, where we share lessons about fire safety, tips about fire protection and fire risk awareness. Today we are seated here in Kigali, the capital city of Rwanda, and we are discussing an event far away that happened yesterday in Vietnam, in Hanoi, the capital city of Vietnam. You would wonder, why are we interested in that? First of all, the world we have today, we live in today, is a global village. So whatever happens in one part of the world concerns another part of the world or affect another part of the world. But most importantly, I think the reason why we are interested is that we take lessons from this kind of events. Obviously, it was a tragedy. 14 people lost their lives. And the question we have now, and the question we want to answer is, how do 14 people, 14 lives perish in a fire, in a single fire incident? What happens in between? There must be a story behind that.
Theo người dân tại hiện trường, vụ cháy xảy ra vào khoảng 0 giờ 15 phút ngày 24 tháng 5. Căn nhà bị cháy có nhiều người bên trong. Ngay khi nhận được tin báo, lực lượng chữa cháy đã dám ngõ 43 trung kính, gây khó khăn cho công tác chữa cháy và cứu nạn hiện trường. Theo thông tin tại hiện trường, đã có người thương vong từ vụ cháy.
Đều là những dãy phòng trọ và có rất là nhiều phòng, và có phòng có rất là nhiều người. Tất cả lực lượng của chúng tôi, những người còn sống.
Căn nhà nằm sâu trong hẻm 31, ngách
Vừa rời khỏi đó để đi ra ngoài. Thông tin từ công an thành phố Hà Nội cho biết thì vụ cháy xảy ra vào khoảng 0 giờ 45 phút đêm qua. Ngay lập tức thì lực lượng phòng cháy chữa cháy cứu hộ cứu nạn đã có mặt để cứu người bị nạn và chữa cháy. Trong đêm qua thì Thượng tướng Trần Quốc Tỏ, Thứ trưởng Bộ Công an cùng với Trung tướng Nguyễn Văn Long.
And the story behind that is what we are trying to discuss and give our comment on that, because we believe that people can take lessons from that. This fire broke out in an apartment block. The apartment block, according to media reports, had a lot of quite a number of rentals, and many people are staying inside. And the fire starts very late, in the middle of the night, around midnight. You can imagine around midnight people are sleeping. But what we learned from that is that there were probably no precautions in those apartments. Obviously, if there's smoke alarm or smoke detector, it can detect smoke and make a lot of noise. And once it makes a lot of noise, people should not start asking questions. Oh, where is that noise coming from? Just get out of the building and find out where it's happening when you're out. You're already out. But in most cases, in these apartment blocks, there is no any kind of warning mechanism. There's no any kind of warning system. You know, some investors put up the apartments and then bring in people to rent and live in, without any kind of precautions at all. And that's probably what happened in this kind of incident. Because there's no way, if a smoke alarm was there or smoke detector was there, there's no way it could make noise. And the people don't run away. You know, the first thing that comes in mind if something like that happens is to run away and just be safe from outside, and then let things burn. Because anything else can be replaced. Buildings can be rebuilt, items can be bought, but once life is lost, life is lost. So it's very, very unfortunate that we find ourselves in a part of the world in this kind of situation. Again, another issue we want to comment on is that people die in fire incidents, but they don't actually get burnt. They don't wait to be burnt. In most cases, people are overpowered by smoke. Smoke is the main cause of death in fire incidents, from experience that we have seen before. smoke is mainly, it penetrates everywhere in the building before you even know that the fire is there. And if there's no detector to alarm, to make noise, to make sure that you understand there's an incident in the building or an emergency in the building, then smoke will move around when people are sleeping, and by the time they wake up to realize that there is an emergency in the building, they're already unconscious. You know, they're already unconscious. Smoke is hot, and when you breathe it in, it can even burn your internal organs. Smoke takes away visibility. If the building is full of smoke, then the whole place is full of darkness. And smoke also sucks out oxygen in the building, in the room. So all that, a combination of that, is normally what, you know, knocks off people before they even burn. So burning and anything else comes after. What tends to happen again is when an incident like this happens, people run around and, you know, in panic, and then some of them will jump over the building. If there's an apartment, you realize that some people might have jumped to their death before they even caught by fire. So in an incident like this, in a situation like this, it's not like people get burnt, just wait to be burnt. It's a combination of errors and you know, mistakes, lack of this, lack of that, and then it leads to a tragic incident like what we have seen in the videos that we have shared from different media reports of what happened in Hanoi, in Vietnam. Now, what kind of lessons do we take from this kind of incidents? Obviously, there are so many. For us, like here in Rwanda, there are so many apartments mushrooming all over the place, you know, and our lifestyles are changing. We are moving from, you know, many people are moving from ordinary buildings into apartments, and the apartments by nature, you know, people are crowded together in a small space. If no precautions are taken in these kind of apartments where people live together in a small space, then we are likely to have these kind of situations, and it's better we start learning lessons from somewhere else, from what's happening somewhere else, as we develop these apartments. Governments and authorities should put in place conditions and measures, protection measures, that, you know, make sure that people live safely and live in those apartments with safety measures in place. The other lesson we can learn is that whenever these measures are there, they are there to protect you. You know, obviously, make sure these measures are checked all the time. If there's a fire detection systems, if there's firefighting equipment, make sure they are up to date and they're always working. So at least there is some people who know how to use them. Ideally, everybody should know how to use these things. Everybody should know how a smoke detector works. If it makes a noise, you know, don't start asking where the noise is coming from. The first thing is to evacuate the building and get out, and then you can find out when you're outside. That's fine, but you are safe. At least you're safe. Then we should also learn how to use these simple firefighting equipments, because some of these equipments are easy to use, and they are meant for basic use in situations like, you know, at the basic level. Again, you'll find that in most of these apartments or these buildings where people live in a small space, everything is clumped together. You know, storage, you know, living quarters. It's good to regularly check and inspect and make sure that these kind of escape routes are not blocked up, you know, so that people can live in a healthy and safe environment. So that's where our interest comes from. That's where we're interested in events happening elsewhere. And my final comment is that as we develop, as this country continues to develop, my concern is always what's happening here in Rwanda. as we develop, we should look at all aspects of our development. We don't just build and then we don't look at safety measures as well. Because we are building this, if we are building something to last for sustainability or to benefit even our future generations, then we should make sure that safety measures are part of it. And that's where our interest comes from. That's why we were sitting here in Kigali commenting on an event that happened in Vietnam, in Hanoi, in Vietnam. News move very fast today, and yesterday morning it was all over the place, the media, what happened in Hanoi. And it's the same if it happens in Kigali. It's the same if it happens anywhere. If it happens in Kigali, people in Hanoi will be reading about it, or in other parts of the world. And it's good that we always take lessons from this kind of happenings elsewhere. So, in short, this is one of those lessons that we keep emphasizing in our communications, in our videos, that really people need to learn to live safely in their buildings, whether for business, whether for apartments, even in your own private villa. Make sure that there is some safety precautions that can save you in case of any situation, because you never know where these situations are going to come from. Today we have so many apartments where students are living, where hostels where students are living, and other people. So we really need to boost up these measures and make sure that we live in a safe environment. We thank you again for your interest, and we call upon you if you're interested. If you have ideas to share, please share them below in the comments section, and share the videos if you think there are some lessons to be delivered from these videos that we keep sharing. So see you next time, and we hope next time we see you we don't discuss any loss of lives. We don't really want to see people dying in fire incidents. We want to see people telling us, oh yeah, thank you very much for the lessons you have given us, and we appreciate that. Thank you.